2020 is an open door for students to enhance their love for literature, to improve their reading skill, communication skill, and presentation. Here are our young Josephines presenting their book reviews. Let us listen to them.
A very good afternoon. I'm Gargi Vinay Patil from class 6A. I study in St. Joseph Convent School, Bilakhed. Here I'm presenting the book review of the great book Shyamchi Ai, which is written by Pandurang Sadashiv Sani and translated in English by V. Sivaramakrishnan as Shyam's mother. Ma, Ai, Amma, mother, Mai. It may be just a single word, but defines someone with unconditional love and care. Swami तिन्ही जगाचा आई विना भिकारी. I may be a king, maybe a beggar, maybe the most respected individual, maybe the least respected one. All I know is that I am too small in front of my mother. The book translator, V. Sivaramakrishnan, has a master's degree from Madras University. The idea of content. The book has no specific plot and cannot be categorized in any of the particular section of books. About the writing. The book is aimed at spreading out Indian values and instilling in the minds of both good values. Hence, the English language used in a translation is simple and straightforward. In spite of the stories being different, the beautiful link knots them together. The title of every story is a moral of itself. There is no uses of slang language. At the beginning, the stories were light and cheerful, related to the village routine. But as the book got progressed, we know more about the writer's problems, his challenges, and family problems. The last story brought tears to my eyes, and those pages were wet with my tears. How to read the book? Though this book can be finished at a go, I feel that one should read it in a parts. One story a day is enough. Think, contemplate. How can I apply these morals to my life? My experience. After reading the short translation, I'm eager to know more about the original book and the direct translation. Line from the book and also a moral of the book. Only mother loves her child, but the one who loves all children is a great mother I like the most. Here I wind up my words. Have a good day. Thank you.
Hello, myself Janvi Wadekar from St. Joseph Convent School, Bilakhed. I study in class 7th A. Today I am going to present a book review of Grandma's Bag of Stories by Sudha Murthy. Sudha Murthy is an Indian engineering teacher, Kannada, Marathi, English author, as well as a social worker. She is also the chairperson of Infosys Foundation. She has written novels, travelogues, technical books, collection of short stories, non-fictional books, and few books for children. This book has 178 pages and 22 stories. The book was published in 2012. The concept of the book is stories told by grandma to her grandchildren. There are 4 children and their friends. As everything has a rule, grandma also has a rule for her stories. Now let me give you an example. 1 laddu a day is very tasty and very sweet. But if you keep on eating the same laddu, you won't like it. So, the grandma also gives the same example of laddu and says, you should have 1 story a day, like 1 laddu a day. The stories are not only told by grandma, but also by the relatives which they have read in books, listened by their parents and grandparents. There is a story in the book called Doctor, which will give you a moral, never be greedy. You will come across such many stories when you turn around the pages, which will add a good value to your life. The reason why I like this book is because every story has a moral which gives a good message. I would like to read a passage from the author's note. I hope with these stories, children and parents will understand the unique relationship between three generations and will continue to create bonds of love with one another and the older generations in their families. And while reading this book, you will have a feeling that you are sitting on your grandma's lap and listening to stories. Thank you.
Hi, myself Nidhi Jaiswani from class 7C. My roll number is 18. My school name is St. Joseph Convent School, Dilapet. Today I am presenting the book review of the most inspiring book named Narendra Modi, A Political Biography, which is written by Andy Marino, who has PhD in English literature, is a British author and TV producer. He lives and works in London but travels extensively. This book was published by HarperCollins on 20th March 2014. In this book, the author analyzes Narendra Modi's values, the people who shaped his thinking and the kind of national leader he is. Personal details of Mr. Modi's early life, his wandering in the Himalayas between the ages of 17 and 19, his rise through the political ranks, his vision for India, his personal philosophy on religion and politics are revealed in a book that are lucid, fast-paced and readable. While the story of Mr. Modi rises from a humble background to high political office which is well known. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi wrested a powerful victory for his party and has spoken at countless meetings and rallies and has acquired global profile. Yet the man remains an enigma. His supporters regard him as visionary and decisive leader India needs today. I was also charmed by Mr. Narendra Modi when he was the prime ministerial candidate for his party BJP. But I was not sure since I didn't know him well. But after reading this book, I understand and I am convinced that Indian elaborate to vote him to power was the right thing. Modi ji is really the great motivation for those aspiring leadership roles in real life. By reading this book, I understand that everything is possible. If we decided to do something, then nothing is impossible. Mr. Narendra Modi also teaches us that everything is possible if I am possible. I will also try to build my India as the world's best country in education, in sports, in business, etc. Really, Mr. Narendra Modi is the great motivation person in my life. I must say, he is the pillar of India. Really, I like reading this book. Thank you. Have a thoughtful day.
Hello, myself Asmiya Mitchen and I study in grade 7. Today I am going to present the review of book Matilda, penned by renowned children author Roald Dahl. This classic book has been delighting kids and their parents since 1988, appealing to both readers' imagination and their sense of justice. Roald Dahl was a fighter pilot, chocolate historian and medical inventor. Roald Dahl has written many books like The BFG, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Matilda and many more brilliant stories. The Matilda was illustrated by Quentin Blake and was published by Jonathan Kemp. Matilda is a beautiful story of an unfortunate but gifted young girl who successfully takes on cruel adult behavior and emerges victorious. Matilda is born of obnoxious parents who do not care for her or that she gets good education and upbringing. She is blessed with sharp mind and hunger for books, which is unfortunately neglected by her parents. She accidentally discovers her telekinetic abilities and uses them to defeat her tormentor Mrs. Trunchbull, the principal of the school she is studying at. In this endeavor, she is aided by the loving Miss Honey, who ultimately adopts her from her parents to give the story the happy ending. I love this story a lot because it showcases the triumph of good over evil. It also teaches us to persevere at all costs and despite all odds in order to realize our own dreams. Matilda teaches us that people can escape through reading as she struggles to be understood or to be understood by her own family. The great quote from the book reads, "The books transported her into new worlds and introduced her to amazing people who live exciting lives." Thank you.
This is the book Matilda by Roald Dahl.
Good morning everyone, myself Ardika Chitti from 7C and today I am going to present the book review of the story of My Experiments with Truth by Mahatma Gandhi. This is an autobiography of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, popularly known as Bapu or Mahatma Gandhi. It was published by their journal Navjeevan from the year 1925 to 1929. It is divided in 5 parts starting from their childhood days, their experience in South Africa, the various experiments on fundamental principles of truth and God till the year 1921 when the Nagpur session ended. This is an immortal book with a legacy for ages to come. It also contained a detailed account on Gandhi's consisting their self-made aces, their experiments and covers all aspects of their spiritual life. One of the greatest leaders who followed the path of truth and ahimsa for gaining Swaraj. The best thing he defined in this book is that he always took some inspirations from others and tried never to criticize. This book is a kind of spiritual journey of the great man. I can imagine after reading this book what was the India of their dreams, a must book to read to get rid of those fake propagandas and hatred on Gandhi's name. In this book, Gandhi also explains that after truth rooted in devotion to the God, he attributed the life challenges and turning points, success and challenges in his life. Gandhi also calls himself a fruitarian, and this is the sense why he calls his book as the story of my experiments with truth. The author's writing style was fairly clear and easy to comprehend as his writing was a straightforward description on Gandhi's life events. The writing was also well placed in order to basically summarize his points. The best quote which I liked in this book was, "Yet even more differences prove helpful where there are tolerance, charity and truth." Thank you.
Good afternoon everybody, and this is Tanushree Patil from 7th and I am gonna review the book The Game of the Life, which is written by Florence Kovarsins. As the book describes, most of the people consider life as a battle, but it's not a battle, it's a game, however, which can be played successfully without the knowledge of spiritual law or Old and New Testaments, with the rules of the game with a wonderful clearness. And at the starting of the book describes a great game of giving and receiving. Whatsoever a man soweth, he shall reap. This means whatever he sent, he will receive. And then the writers has explained that the imagination has been called the Caesar of mind, and also explains that there are 3 departments of mind: subconscious, conscious and the superconscious. The subconscious is simply power without direction. It's like steam or electricity. It does what it is directed to do. It has no power of interaction. Okay, so I have picked up the 3 topics which I think it might be helpful and everyone should know. Now my first topic is law of prosperity. A keen observer of life once said, "No man can fail if one person sees him successful." Such a power of vision, and many great men has owned his success to a wife, sister or a friend, head without a perfect pattern or who believe in him. Now my second topic is power of word. By the word thou shalt be justified, and by the word thou shalt be condemned. A person to enough power of word become very careful in his conversation. He has to only watch the reaction to his words to know that they not return void. Through his spoken word, man can continually make a loss for himself. Now my third topic is law of non-resistance. In briefly, resistance is not evil. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Nothing can earth can resist absolutely a non-resistant person. We all know that water is the most powerful element because it's perfectly non-resistant. It can bear away a rock or sweep all before it. So these are my 3 topics which I think it might be helpful and everyone should know. In my opinion, it's the human mind who sees life as it appears to be. It sees death, disaster, sickness, poverty and elimination of every kind, and it impresses the subconscious. The subconscious is God-minded within each man, which is the realm of perfect ideas, the divine design for each person. There is a perfect pattern spoken by the Plato. There is some place that you can fill, which no one else can fill. There is something you ought to do, which no one else can do. So these are my opinions about the book. It's really amazing book I have ever read. Thank you.
Very good morning to all. Myself Dhanashri Pawar from class 7C. Today I am going to present a book review of a book named Wings of Fire. Wings of Fire is an autobiography of APJ Abdul Kalam written jointly by Abdul Kalam and Arun Tiwari. This book published in 1999. Abul Bakir Jainuddin Abdul Kalam, also known as Missile Man of India, was one of India's most distinguished scientists. He served as the 11th President of India from 2002 to 2007. He is a recipient of India's 3 highest civilian awards, the Padma Bhushan, the Padma Vibhushan and the Bharat Ratna. It covers Kalam's early life in his works in Indian space research and Indian missile programs. It is a story of a boy from a humble background who went to become a key player in Indian space research and Indian missile programs. This book contains 24 photos full with lots of science, stories of friendship, religion and family. With this book, Dr. Kalam has given many messages to the youth and the nation. Every chapter contains very beautiful messages which can be applied by anyone. A better tomorrow is shaped today is one of the messages given by Dr. Kalam. At last, but not least now, I would like to say that Dr. Kalam was a humble, spiritual and insightful man given by the God to our nation. Have a nice day and thank you.
Good morning to all. My name is Ashar Ali. I study in class 8B in St. Joseph Convent School. Today I am going to review a book named Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India. This book was published in 2005. The main character of this book is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The book was written by Bajaj Vallabhbhai Javed-bhai Patel, India's first Deputy Prime Minister, first Home Minister and the holder of India's highest civilian award, Bharat Ratna, and he is also known as the Iron Man of India. This book covers his early life and a life as a national leader. This book also contains how he contributed in national freedom struggle and how he united 592 princely states to make a whole India. This is a story of a boy from a family with financial crisis. The interesting part of this book is how he made Hyderabad and Jammu Kashmir united and made a whole India. When I was reading this book, I was influenced by many of his thoughts, his ideas, his steps, and his burning desire in his heart to make India united. Now, the main question is why you should read this book. You should read this book because you can take many lessons from it. The The risk that Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel took, the decisions made for a particular situation, and the courage he took for many, that is a lesson for many of us. I wish you will read this book and you will implement the lessons that Sardar Vallabhbhai too implemented in his life, in your own life. Thank you.
Myself Aditya from class 7th A. Today I am presenting a book review. Name of the book is Playing It My Way. The author of the book is well-known personality Bharat Ratna Sachin Tendulkar. It is very difficult to mention about Sachin Tendulkar in a limited space. Undoubtedly, he is the most famous Indian cricketer of all times. He holds the maximum records of runs in both the part of game, Test and One Day. This book is his autobiography. Now let's turn towards the review. The narrative starts from Sachin's childhood and travels through his entire cricketing journey to some of the most glorious moments of his life. The book is written in strict chronological order. English is direct and doesn't contain bombastic words or a phrase. Evidently, it is written thinking about common cricket-loving masses of India and the entire world. It is to be noted that Sachin has either totally avoided or written minimally about various controversies during 1989 to 2013. He has not written negative about any Indian cricketer in his book. Sachin has written about many niggle injuries and come back now and again. The reader comes to know how Sachin tackled his problems by his single-minded affection and love towards the nation. Fortunately, his parents, brothers, wife and even his children have been his pillars of strength during his long cricket journey. Not only injuries, Sachin has mentioned about food of various countries, food prepared by his mother, food prepared by his wife. The statistical part of the book covers Sachin's international career, series by series, match by match. This is simply not mean by achievement. Thank you. Have a cheerful day.
Everyone. Myself Reshma Piluri from class 8B. Today I am here to present the activity of book review. First of all, I would like to tell everyone my book name is The Power of Positive Thinking, and author of this book is Norman Vincent Peale. This book is all about motivation and positivity. This book will show you that how the roots of success lies in the mind of a person, and it will also teach you that how to believe in yourself. It will break the habits of your worry. Through this book, Norman Vincent Peale is trying to tell everyone that how positivity and positive attitude plays an important role in our life. He is also trying to tell everyone that how it works in your life, how it affects your life, and what is the power of positive thinking. The most important thing which I liked from this book is that the author is explaining everything on the practical basis. It seems like every sentence is based on a true story. This book will tell you that positive attitude brings happiness in your life. If you are positive, then no other bad thought can even dare to touch you. This book is a classic, and the blinks do a great job at summarizing your most important point. This book tells you that positive attitude is at the root of every successful person. If anyone tells me to rate this app, then I would give 10 on 10 for this, because this is a very nice and very interesting book. The moral of the positive thinking book is that always be positive, never be negative. Thank you so much.
My name is Saili Kiran Patil from class 8B. Today I am here to represent the book review of the book named The Great Indian War Heroes. Knights of Terror. We all are familiar with the real superheroes of our country, the soldiers, who allow us to sleep peacefully at night by staying awake in inhuman terrain and inclement weather conditions. This book allows me, as a citizen of India, to recognize and know more about the men who have, since time immemorial, fought for us without asking anything in return. This book consists 9 true war stories and heroic deeds of Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan, Major Vijay Ratan Chaudhary, Lieutenant Balwan Singh, Lieutenant Saurabh Kalya, Lieutenant Colonel Yogesh Kumar Joshi, Senior Inspector Vijay Saraskar, ATS Chief Hemant Karkare, and Additional Commissioner Ashok Kamte. My most favorite incident from this book was from the story of Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan, which is related with the attack of Hotel Taj. While rescuing the hostages from the Taj Hotel, Major Sandeep was attacked by the terrorists from the backside. You would not believe, but the malignant unloaded the whole cartridge of the machine gun on the Sandeep. But though, amazingly, Sandeep did not give up. He wounded 2 of the terrorists. This seems to be exaggerating. How can this happen? How a person, after getting shooted this badly, could stand and fight? The only thing which gave Sandeep this strength was his love for nation. Salute to this great man. Similarly, this book honors the men who fought valiantly for their country and also covers the conflicts within the country. The incredible stories of this book represent the real example of heroism, bravery, and sacrifice. Some of the men willingly laid down their lives in the line of duty. This book has helped me to know more about the true heroes, the champions of the soul, the leaders of the soil. This book has generated a patriotic feeling within me and also has inspired me to do something for my motherland, for my India. Thank you and have a nice day.
Umbrella can't stop the rain, but can make us stand in the rain. Confidence may not bring success, but gives us the power to face all the challenges in our life. A very good morning to all. I am Janvi Patil from class 8C. Today, I am going to tell a book review of a very inspiring book. There is a lot more inspiring and has a lot of knowledgeable things which relates with our country India. And the book which I am talking about is The Turning Points, A Journey Through Challenges by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. APJ Abdul Kalam was born on October 15, 1931 in Rameshwaram. He was 11th President of our country India from the year 2002 to 2007. He is also known as Missile Man of India because of his most important work on the ballistic missile and launch vehicle technology. He is a very hardworking person and that's why he is an inspiration of a lot of people. And the Turning Points book starts from the incredible Kalam story from where the Wings of Fire this book had left off. The Turning Points book also has a very big impact on him. It tells us about his focus. His focus is on that India should be more advanced in technology and a very developed nation before the year 2020. And the Abdul Kalam also includes the 7 turning points of his life in this book are stored. The main turning point of his life is to lead him the presidency of our country India from the year 2002. And this was one of the biggest turning points which changed the course of his life. All these turning points, failures, achievements, success, help us share our life and help ourselves to build a better future. So this was my book review. Thank you.
from class 8A. I am going to give a book review on the book The Blue Umbrella. The Blue Umbrella book is written by the author Ruskin Bond. He is the famous author, Indian author from British descent. He has wrote so many books such as Cherry Tree, Our Tree Still Grows in the Era, and The Room on the Roof, etc. He is also awarded with awards such as Padma Bhushan Award and Padma Shri Award. This book is published by Rupa Publication. This book contains very short and simple stories. The story revolves around the umbrella. I personally felt that the main theme of this book is to keep others happy by rolling out the things that you like most. I really like to read this book by seeing the beautiful relation between Vinaya and the umbrella. I would personally recommend you all to read this book.
Good morning, myself Tina Sapkali from class 8. Today I am going to give the book review based on Tenali Rama. The title of the book is The Tenali Rama Stories. This book consists of many such moral stories. This book was published by Shanti Publication. The Pandit Ramakrishnan are very honest and kind-hearted person. They always help the people. I have also learned many such things from their stories while reading this. I have learned that we should never cheat any other people. We should not cheat them on their caste, on their religion, on their culture, or on their color. We should always be familiar with all of them. We should not greed for anything. We should be happy in whatever we have. Should be humble and active. We should not judge any of the people. We should be familiar with all of them just like they are our family members. The Pandit Ramakrishnan are very active person also. We all should read this book because this book consists of many such efforts taken by the Pandit Ramakrishnan that will inspire all of us. This all is the experience while I am reading the book. I felt that this book is such an inspiring book that will inspire all of our country also. If we read this book consists of the motivations, the inspiration stories of the Tenali Rama. I have also read this. That's why I am sharing my experience with all of you. There are many things that we can learn from all of them. They are so humble and they are so kind, and even they are so sensitive. They find any solution for any difficult situation or any type of the problem. So I am trying to be like them, humble, sensitive, active, and also familiar with all of them. Thank you.
Hello, good morning to all. I am Kuna Satish Patel from 6th B. Today I am going to present the book review of The Man Called Carver by Veena Gavankar. The book published in 1981. This book is a biography of George Washington Carver. It describes life and work of this great botanist, educator and inventor Carver. This is a story of black children born to a slave Negro woman named Mary. During that time, black peoples were not allowed to take education in public school. Despite all of these hurdles, he manages to complete his schooling, college, master degree and doctorate in agriculture field. He was the first head of agriculture department of Tuskegee Institute. Carver taught crops rotation method and also introduced several alternative cash crops. He also taught to Africans and American students farming techniques for self-sufficiency and also research on new uses of sweet potatoes and soya beans. I learned from this book to every person is an unborn student. There is so much to learn and so much to learn in the world. A person with body skills never dies because of hunger in life. A person should not be judged by its color or outer appearance. His message for us: start where you are, with what you are, make something of it, never be satisfied. This great man was died on January 5, 1943. During the 79 years from 1864 to 1943, it is heartbreaking to read Carver, who spent his whole life for others his efforts towards giving equality to Negro community and improve their living is incredible. His research in the field of agriculture and revolution. George Washington Carver's life journey from his childhood to his death and his hard work in that journey, his way of thinking, his outlook on society and his importance to time are inspiring to every reader. I hope you like my book review. Thank you.
A very warm and precious good morning to all of you. Myself Palak Sunil Kumar Goplani from St. Joseph Convent School 6B. Today I am going to present the review book of Three Versions of India by APJ Abdul Kalam and Y.S. Rajan. It was published in the year 1998. Talks about the Kalam's idea about India's future and development. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the father of integrated missile stage program. The three versions of India based on the achievement and progress. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's witness was in the history of the nation. The three versions for India are freedom, development and stand up. We have not conquered anyone, we have not grabbed their any land, any history, any culture. No try to force our life from them. Why? Because we respect the freedom of others. That is why APJ Abdul Kalam's first version for India is freedom. We got the first vision for independence in 1857 and when we start the war on the independence. If remember, if we are not free, no one will respect us. APJ Abdul Kalam's second version for India is development. From 50 years, we are developing nation. Now it is time to see the developed nation. We come among the 5 top nations of the world. Gross domestic product GDP. Our poverty levels are falling down and our achievements are gradually recognized today. Now it is time to see the developed nation by self-confident, self-assured, self-reliant is not right. India must stand up to the rest of the world. The APJ Abdul Kalam's third version was India must stand up. We must stand up to the rest of the world. We must have a strength, only strength, respect strength. We must have a power, not only military power but economic power also. Both go hand in hand. I end my presentation here. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe.